Have you ever wanted to buy a house but didn't know what the mortgage payment might look like? Or if it could afford it with other debts that you might have or have been accumulating? If this is the case for you, then you're definitely not alone. Millions of other Americans face this problem all the time on a day-to-day basis. Most of them resort to methods such as spreadsheets or relying on the knowledge of others, but there is a certain app that I have used with my property. I think this app does extremely well with giving a baseline representation of what price you can purchase a home for and if it will fit into your buying criteria and if you can afford it. And that is the Zillow mortgage app. This will get you an estimate of your monthly payment, if you can afford it or not, and constantly updates with interest rates and information. So without further ado, we're going to be covering this. We're going to be showing you exactly how to use it and why you might want to. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is just going to type in the search bar Zillow mortgage, calculator. Go ahead and hit enter. That's going to put you up to this one right here. Go ahead and give that a click. Then what you're going to do is go ahead and click on this mortgage calculator right here. And this is going to bring you at first to the actual calculator itself, which right here will give you the estimated payment of what yours will be monthly for having the house. So you can see right here, it has insurance right here, and then it has taxes, and then it has your estimated, whole payment. So this P&I right here stands for principal and interest. So this is going to be all of that included over here in this breakdown. So you can influence it like this. Let's just change this number over to million. Okay, see how that changes everything right here. So that has your payment. The PMI is the thing that impacted it very largely because obviously with a more pricey house, that is going to increase the payment significantly. If you click this over here, this has your amortization schedule, which this just pretty much shows you what your principal is going to be up top here and interest, and then over the course of 30 years. So right here you can see as you're getting up, your principal is increasing each year. So that is the equity that you are building in the home. Okay, so if you want to play with these a little bit, you can just see right here, let's say you're doing an FHA or 3% down loan. You can do 3% right here. Here it has interest rates. You can see the current interest rates right here. So this would be plugged in with this interest rate. So any of these here, you can pretty much backspace, go this way. All right, so down here in the advanced settings, you can click this right here and toggle advanced to simple. This one right here is the mortgage insurance, the private mortgage insurance that happens if you put less than 20% down on a property. You do have to pay PMI. This will also include taxes and insurance. So you can plug in your specific numbers, what tax rate you're going to be having, what homeowners insurance you're estimated to have, and if you have an HOA. An HOA is very common in condominiums, homeowners association, but a lot of times you probably won't have one if you have a single family home. So that pretty much does it for the mortgage calculator. This is a really good one to use. I enjoy using this a lot. Now, another one I want to go over here is the affordability calculator. So this right here, we're going to play around with these numbers a little bit. So this will pretty much tell you if you can afford the house comfortably that you want. So for example, I have $1 million in annual income right here. So this would mean that the person on here is making $1 million a year. So for example, if you're going to buy a house that's even $614,000, just say for example, you are more on the side of the piggy bank than anything because you're going to be comfortable with that. So your payment is going to be looking like this, but if you make $1 million a year, you're going to be making a lot more than that. So it's not affecting it. So you start coming over here. Now it's getting more to the side of the house, right? So you're not really in the green anymore. Right here, this might stretch your budget thin if you were to buy a house that was $4 million. So let's go over here. Let's use a more normal number here. I just wanted to do that for scale. So say you make $100,000 a year. Let's just keep these right down in here, 20,000. All of these, it includes all of this as well. So you can pick and choose your own situation. But let's just say you make $100,000 a year, head on the side of the piggy bank. You'll start to make a lot of money here if you stick over here in a house where, let's say around 200,000 you can probably afford comfortably. Okay, right here. So right here it gets to the point where it starts to tick off a little bit, where that's $368,000. You know, Zillow has a pretty good system of seeing if, you know, you could afford that comfortably or not. So play around with these a little bit in your own specific situations. If you're thinking about buying a home, a good rule of thumb is that you don't want to be, you know, over 28% of your take home is going into your house. So for me personally, I mean, my house was $122,000. So with that being said, you know, I prioritize more so making more money than living in a more expensive house. So it's really entirely up to what you want, but this is a good thing to use if you want to use it. And if you made it this far, I have a good video right over here to the right that goes over cash flow versus long-term rental properties you might want to check out.